Y'all froze.
All right, y'all. Welcome to Small Package Wrestling. We are outside where we cover WWE, AEW, AAA, Consejo Mundial, and local indie wrestling promotions, as well as New Japan Pro Wrestling. I almost forgot New Japan Pro Wrestling, but welcome, y'all. We're fresh off of Backlash. We're fresh off of Monday Night Raw, and here we are. And also, we are WWE Shop affiliates. So if y'all haven't used the link to get the freaking belts, go ahead and use that. Like and subscribe. All they got that good stuff. This is OG. I'm here with our two fellow co-hosts who are going to introduce themselves.
Go ahead,
You already know the CBK. Y'all lucky to have me to give you my knowledge.
Calma.
Doing the Jude Bellingham celebration. I see it.
As the Seth
Yeah.
Do
Rollins.
it, Aaron. And you're talking to the handsome one, El Guapo. All right, fools, let's get it going. We're a little choppy today. Let's get the energy up. What I see. Let's fucking do it, bro.
Well,
What do you
guys,
guys got? How you
we're
guys doing?
we're fresh from Backlash. How do you guys feel? We just saw fucking Roman Reigns get
Backlash.
strangled from fucking Jacob Fatu. Backlash, like our boy Aaron said.
That's
How are
right.
we feeling, Aaron? What you got some thoughts on the match? You're talking to me about the PLE in general. What are your thoughts?
Yeah,
What do you got, Aaron?
it was a different pace from any PLE. I remember it started off hot with Braun and Rollins, like straight to it, and it continued throughout the PLE. And what also helped was the crowd. The crowd was on fire the whole night. They were pretty loud. They were making a lot of noise. And overall, I think this was a great PLE.
This was in Tampa, right, Aaron? Is it? Does it have anything to do with the crowd or the location, or does it? Is it just because I don't know? Like, what would you? How would you explain the reception?
There's just a lot of energy, and not every city is like that. Like tonight on Raw, it wasn't like it was on Tampa, but like there's cities out there, like Chicago is another example that's always giving the energy. What makes the PLEs or a Raw or SmackDown very good, and like just fun to watch.
What do you think, Omar? Did you watch Backlash?
Yeah, and I was just telling Aaron before we hopped on, like I think Backlash is an underrated PLE in general. I think for the past few years, it's been a pretty good wrestling show, and I think like wrestling was in the forefront during this match and or during this PLE, which I enjoyed, which was I think a good fresh like change of pace the past few years from WrestleMania. I remember last year it was AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes, which is or was it John Cena? No, it was AJ Styles versus John Cena. And then the year before that, it was
No,
oh
it
wait
was
no,
Cena and Orton.
Cena and Orton, and then it was Cody and AJ Styles, right?
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
that's
so.
what it was. So like it's been stacked cards for the past few years that I've enjoyed, and the crowds have been good. So fuck it, man. I'm all for it. I think also the thing that really got me excited was just Jacob Fatu in the main event scene. He's been like doing really well in like as a top guy. And I think it's he hopefully we'll be holding a world championship soon. But how you feeling, Wex? Talk to us. You are a lover of WWE. You're the biggest fan. So tell us.
Glazer.
I wanted Fatu to win. I didn't think WWE had the guts. I didn't even think WWE fans had the guts. But I wanted him to win. I wanted him to win. I really thought it would have been good. It would have shaken some foundations. It would have been exciting. It would have been new. But here we are. And then we had five tongue and death grips again today. And
I, you know, I like that they're building the Tongan death grips. I think that's something that hopefully
well,
will.
define build.
I think hopefully that means that Jacob Fatu will go over eventually, and like Roman will drop the title, because like I think. you don't build a move like that, or at least like keep it consistent on people's screens without it having an impact. And that, like Roman Reigns only won from, I mean, typically usually only wins from shenanigans, but like this time he only won from like the exposed turnbuckle. And they had like a really good match where they're like essentially equals, and fucking this fool was kicking out of Superman punches at one. You know, like it was, I think a really good way to build Jacob Fatu's strength, because, like, I don't know, usually Roman Reigns in the past is the one that's destroying people, not him getting strangled by a guy. So I think it's different than what they usually do with Roman, and it's exciting that it's Jacob Fatu that they're allowing that to happen with, in my opinion.
And also, Jacob lost, but he was the one that was standing tall at the end of the night. Because after the match, just beat the fuck out of Roman, and he just stood tall in the middle of the ring. That's something that's never happened. Usually Roman wins and that's it. But this story is going to continue and continue to build this Tongan death grip, and hopefully that's what wins Jacob Fatu the title. I think that's why they're building this move up to be like a deathly maneuver or grip.
And me personally, I think like that's one of the best in ring storytelling you could do is building up a move. I remember Umaga's fucking thumb. That was lethal, bro. Like, and the way they built that up as like this, like, I don't know, like deadly move and shit. Like, I remember Mikey, if you're on the chat, you remember that
Shout
fucking
out Young
thumb, bro.
Hennessy.
And shout out Young Head. Was a menace with that
The Samoan
Umaga thumb,
spike.
the Samoan spike, bro. And I don't know. I think that's like a really good way to just build that move, build Jacob Fatu, make him into like a like they call it like a monster like build in wrestling, like someone that can be undefeated, like that just like kicks out of like all of the moves. And I think that's what they're doing with this move. And they're putting Jacob Fatu over in that way. They don't do that with many people. And it's like also like it's a simple move. It's not gonna like hurt anyone if he like they're selling correctly, like. And so like, and it's much better than a sleeper hold. It has a little bit more zest than just a simple old sleeper, in my opinion. And so I think they're trying to do the same thing that they're doing with Gunther's sleeper hold, as they're doing with this Tongan death grip. And also that's a cool name. Like, I don't know, the Tongan death grip. There's my boy Mikey. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Uh,
sir, Mikey.
Mikey had one of the meanest fucking Samoan spikes in the history of fucking Samoan spikes, bro. Shout out him.
Mikey still hasn't recovered though. I called it, bro, this weekend. I hope America wins with the most fucking questionable penalty in the fucking history of penalties, and they fucking missed it, bro. Like, I can't believe they would let that opportunity down. Mikey, I can't. Yesterday sucked. But okay, all right. Um, Aaron, Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu. What do you think?
That was
And
that
how
was.
many packages?
I would give that a solid, ooh, 3.7 small packages.
Okay. And can you tell us why not a 4 or not a 3.5?
I feel like high ratings are thrown around too easily these days. I feel like in order to be that like a high rating, it needs to be a good match. This was a good match with a lot of false finishes, but this was just their first match. I feel like once they go into their second match, the rematch is going to be much better. And the way they're building Jacob Fatu with that death grip, I think going into that second match, we don't know who's going to win.
So when is the next match going to be? When's the second match going to be, fellas?
Aaron, you certified ball knower. This is an answer for you, brother.
I believe they would have it at, ooh, maybe at the PLE in Italy, Clash of, I forget what it's called, but I think May 30th.
Clash
No,
in
31st.
Italy.
Yeah, on Sunday. I think that's when they have the rematch.
Okay. And then so you would give this a 3.7 star. What do you think the strengths of this match, and what do you think were the weaknesses, and what do you think they can do better?
I think the strength was the pace of it. It wasn't a slow match. It was This goes throughout the whole PLE. Like every match was a good pace, fast pace, and I feel like this was also a fast pace with the tables and just the kickouts, the Superman punches, the spears, and all, and the false finishes. Like it was a good pace, and kind of like a warm up match between them to show like what they can do. So when they do have that rematch, it gets the people more excited.
Okay, and what do you think should happen at the rematch? Okay, no, this is the question. I want Omar to start. I want Aaron to answer it, and then I want Omar to also answer this question. Is Jacob Fatu? Es todo mi Richard. Arriba la América, papa. Shout out. Oh, that's my
Shout
boy
out,
Richard.
Risha. Thank you for joining us, brother. Thank you for hopping on the chat.
Hey, so I mean, is Jacob Fatu ready? Is he ready?
The way they're building him, I feel like
That's how
he's
I'm
ready,
asking.
and
That's how,
he's being trusted
I'm
with in this position.
I'm asking you, not if the Fed feels like he's ready. Do you feel like he's ready?
I think he's ready.
Omar, do you think Fatu is ready?
If I could say it in French, is I would say oui. I mean, I can't say it.
He just said it in French, so his audio, your audio.
We're good. All right. So I'm getting
You
used to
broke
this
the
new
internet,
mic
but with your perfect French.
with my perfect we again. But nah, man, I think Fatu is ready. I enjoy him every time he's on my television, and I think I enjoyed this match. I give it a 4, man. I'm gonna be generous. It was I give it a 4, and I think it proved to me that Fatu is ready to hold that belt, and to just change things up in the main event scene. I think it got me excited, and like Aaron said, I think it was like a little taste for the future of like bigger matches that they might have. I actually thought I feel like it went by really fast, but it was actually like a relatively longer match, which I think is a good like sign for Fatu and Roman's chemistry, that things kind of just flowed. I seen fools online say like it looked like a court, very like a dance, and I was like, they said it like in an insult. I was like, that's a good thing. Like personally, like I don't know, like I think that's cool. Like these fools are artists, like they plan this shit, like I don't know, like that's just me personally. So I don't know. I think he's ready. What do you think, Wex?
I like Fatu, man. I like Fatu, and I want Roman Reigns to be. I want him to come fucking down to earth, bro. This is fucking earth here, aquí. I want him to put his fucking feet on the fucking ground, and I want him to just fucking this allure, this fucking thing that he has, this fucking. I want it to be done. I want him to get touched up, slapped around, bitch slapped. I want him to get fucking. Nobody should acknowledge him anymore, So, and I actually tonight in Raw, I actually heard people chanting "Fa two, Fa two," which I thought I appreciated. I think he's ready. I want him to succeed, mostly because I'm just tired of these fucking guys, man. I'm just tired of the same fucking guys and the same shit. So, I want Fatu to go, but you gave it 4 stars, Omar. What do you think the strength was, and what do you think they could do better?
I personally thought the pace was really good. Like I told you guys, like it felt like it was nonstop and it went by pretty fast. But I thought that it could have gone longer. And I think, like Aaron said, like I think in a future match it will go a little bit longer. Then they're kind of just trying things out since there's their first match together. And I think that was both their, like I mentioned, the strength and their weaknesses. But I think, I don't know. I think like the pop when Fatu, or if Fatu eventually goes over, will go crazy. I think it'll hit. I think they're kind of building him for that, and if they don't, it'll kind of be like a waste of this Fatu character. Like, there's no way that he should go back to the mid card, or there's no way that they should not give him a world championship run, like an LA Knight situation or like something like that. They have to like give him the opportunity. If you're gonna give like Jey Uso the chance, you gotta give a guy like Jacob Fatu the chance too, who's like no disrespect to Jey Uso, but Jacob Fatu is miles better in the ring than Jay. And it's just I think they should allow him to have that run too. Let him cook, bro.
All right, well, here we go. I mean, maybe you guys are right. Maybe he'll finally. I mean, Aaron, do you think he'll win the strap in Paris?
I believe yes. I think that's the time to do it. Um, it can only go two ways with this story. Fatu wins the title, or they build him into this monster where eventually they convince him to join the bloodline and just continue this bloodline story.
Which how will you feel about that? I don't know if anyone would be happy online. I know Gwex is already chomping at the bit of his unhappiness with that. Aaron, how would you feel about that? Seeing as that you've seen the bloodline for how many years? How long is this the storyline? But can you inform the people? Can you educate us? Like how long this bloodline storyline has been
This
going on? And
this story started 2020 during the pandemic, during the Thunderdome era, and it continued all the way to WrestleMania 40. That's where it kind of ended when Roman lost his title to Cody Rhodes, and he kind of like went under the radar. He would come back, do tag matches, and single matches, but he wouldn't win. So that story was like 4 years, 5 years.
So should like what was that? What is that? The fucking Dom Mysterio stable domination. What is it called?
Yeah,
domination, Judgment
domination.
Day.
Judgment Day.
Yeah, that's how
You
it
still have the notebook.
Yeah, bro. Like,
It's right there, right
I,
there.
Omar, is this one of those deals where like the same way Aaron says Judgment Day should go? Fucking the storyline, the bloodline storyline should needs to go too.
I think
Aaron's
so.
having too much fun writing this shit down. Go ahead.
I think so. I think that's like what everyone feels. Like the Judgment Day and the Bloodline have been carrying these story WWE for like Aaron said since 2020, and I think people are just kind of tired of seeing the same thing over again. I think things that we've talked about is like WWE has such a wealth of wrestlers, and it's like they don't need to be just doing the same tag team storylines over and over again. The same interference storylines, the same heel stuff. So. I don't know. I think it would be cool for Fatu to be the one that vanquishes the bloodline, and him to like take over from Roman. Or I don't know what they're gonna do. So, um, I I don't know. I think it's time, guys. I think it's time to switch things up and let Fatu. Like, would he be a face or would he be a heel? Like, what do you guys think? Do you guys see him as a face or a heel champion?
Be
that
Jacob
depends on the
Fatu.
crowd. That depends on the crowd reaction. Like today, like Rex said, like they were chanting Fatu. So I think this would be a face and face situation where no one's the heel. It's just who people like.
Okay.
That's always fun.
Well, all right. Well, I guess that's it for Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu. Anything else?
Nah, just I don't even know
I
how to
like
do
I
it.
like Fatu, bro. I like Fatu. Ever since the
I'll get it
first
like
moment I fucking saw that guy, I fucking liked him. I told your ass. I like fucking Fatu.
he's a
So
beast, bro.
I mean, I would like to see a Fatu fucking Obafemi. Fatu wins and then he fucking Obafemi in the summer and fucking throw vergazos. Come on, Aaron, big meaty men slapping meat. I mean, I'm
Exactly.
down.
I'd go
Yeah.
crazy.
So
Like I don't even know. I feel like the earth would
that's
shatter.
insanity.
Like.
It
Yeah,
might
like
break
the
the fucking
fucking
WWE, bro.
yeah and shit. Like I don't know. It's crazy. I
So, all
don't
right,
like
fellas.
imagine
Okay.
Fatu doing a moonsault on fucking Oba and Oba catching him and then yeeting him. Fucking. But yeah. The next match. Aaron, these are your boys, man. I know you have high hopes for. I think you like Braun Breaker, right? I'm a Braun Breaker guy.
Yeah.
Before he started violently spray tanning himself, so I think we all like these two guys.
Okay, so
Prior
I
to
need you to explain to me what violent spray tanning means.
look at Braun Breaker. Just look at him. Look at anyone in the vision, and you'll understand. And Grayson Waller, buddy. you looked much better when you were a teacher and you didn't get that spray tan. You know, like you just go in there and be natural. Like, you know, same with you, Braun Breaker. Like you look good. There was like a 2 week buffer where he just looked like normal Braun Breaker, and then he came out starting to look like fucking orange. Like he started to look like our fucking logo. You don't want to look like our logo in real life if that's not your fucking natural melanin. Like, you know, like you do not want to look like a seal. Like that's not what you want to look like, Braun Breaker. So sorry,
Like
that's
Patrick,
my
bro,
TED
like
talk.
Patrick.
Yeah, like fucking Patrick when he fucking goes into that fucking spray tan episode. Don't do that, guys. But Seth Rollins versus Braun
Yeah.
Breaker. Yeah, and he's like, oh, like, he's serious and shit. Like, I saw a lot of talk about this match online. I don't know. And personally, I don't know how I feel about it. I'll start off and I'll rate it a three small packages, just because. Actually, I feel like I had the same complaints as the last match. I feel like the pace was good, but it didn't go long enough. And I don't know, there was just some botches that made me worried for Seth Rollins, and his knee. I was like, man, bro, like I don't know if you should be doing these spots anymore. Like you should leave this stuff for like some younger guys. But that's my rating. What do you guys have thoughts on this match?
Aaron, go ahead.
I would give this a 3.5. Yeah. It was a good match. It's just those Frankenstein just scare me. The like I don't know. Those are scary. Like the first one Braun Breaker did, he kind of landed on his head, and the I think it was the third one where Rollins kind of lands on his feet, but his knee gives in. That's how he injured his ACL the first time. Like it's just a scary move. Maybe go away from it, but it's scary when I see that move.
So he's injured himself quite a bit, right? Or he's been injured. I don't want to blame it on him, but he's had an issue with health. And do you think it's because of the violence that he rolls with, or do you think it's a little bit of carelessness too?
Uh, I don't know. I feel like just some people are just very unlucky with injuries, especially with knee injuries. Rollins has been dealing with knee injuries his whole career since 2015, and then he, has sprained his MCLs. He's injured again right before SummerSlam. Well, actually, no, that was a work, but like he's been out quite some time because of knee injuries, and I think it's just bad luck.
Yeah, and I would
What do you,
say like that. There's two things that I agree with that Aaron's mentioned is that Frankensteiner, man, I haven't liked it for a minute. Like I don't know what it's been in the main roster that I feel like Braun Breaker hasn't been able to hit it clean. I feel like he used to hit it super nice before, in NXT. But I don't know what it is lately. Like it just hasn't been like hitting as much as it should. It looks like it's ripe for injury, and I think we should just move away from it. And I think he's got like just his move set. Like he's such a fucking athlete that he could try so many other things, and that he could move away from the fucking Frankensteiner. And like I just fucking really think that he has potential to be a main event star if he just kind of tweaks his style a little bit and gets away from these botches. And Seth Rollins, man, like it's just scary to see him potentially get injured again. Like, bro, like he's like had these scary moments where like you don't know if he's gonna get back up again, and like that's one of my favorite performers. Like anytime he's on TV, so I just don't want him to get injured or risk himself.
so if you guys are asking me, no one is stopping Ogo right now, my boys. I don't know, young Mikey. I want Fatu to touch him up. I want Fatu. I want that. I want like to not get the expected result. Which leads me to my complaint about the Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker match. Shenanigans. Why? Just shenanigans all the time. Like shenanigans, shenanigans, shenanigans. Like why? Why can't just guys wrestle? And whoever wins, wins. Like the interference has become so predictable now that it's not even like it's become part of the match. Like it's become so the surprise is gone. That's the whole point about interference. Like surprise, people and it's just I kind of wish they would just let these guys wrestle, man. Just let Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins wrestle and let them cook. Let them cook and see what happens. And to me, I actually was enjoying this match despite the botched fucking moves, which I think the botches come from a lack of wrestling, a lack of practice, because they don't practice because WWE runs promos. It's the World Promo Entertainment Association Federation, whatever the fuck. But I wish they didn't. And so for me, that's why I gave it like a sub 3.5. I'll give it like a 3.2, just because it's just not necessary, like at all. And then Paul Heyman, I don't give a fuck about him. But yeah, I mean, you guys ready to move on? Do you guys have anything to add about the interferences? I mean, what do you guys think about the shenanigans and the interferences?
I mean, heels are gonna heal. That's what heels do. But something different that did happen was Rollins was expecting it. He was ready, because he like slid out, took the chair out, and just literally just started beating the fuck out of him, and just they were eliminated. They were gone from the match ever since. Like he took care of it, and they wasn't like a big part of the match.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I think
guess
that's
that's. I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah, I think that's the way to deal with it. Like if you're gonna have interferences, just like have them the face eliminate dispose of them early, and just get a cheap pop, like yay, we he did it, and then you move on, and they're gone.
Or
Um,
don't do interferences, and then we keep it going.
Well, yeah, that's like to bring it back to the main event of WrestleMania night too. Like, I feel like that was a really cool thing about that match is that it was just straight graps. It was no interferences, just good wrestling. But that said, the other three matches that were on the card. I don't know if you guys want to go into detail, but it's Trick Williams versus Sammy, Io versus Asuka, which I thought was a fucking banger. And then The Miz and Kit Wilson versus Danhausen. Does anyone have does do any of those like call to you guys? Like, what any thoughts on those?
I
I
mean,
like Trick Williams, man. Go ahead.
now you go first.
I like Trick Williams, man. And I get called a hater, and I don't think I deserve it. I think y'all are being unfair, but Trick Williams, I like Trick Williams. I don't know what he's doing with Sami Zayn. I think they would have had. I mean, maybe they're trying to build him up. Maybe they're trying to have him fight somebody reputable and somebody with the history. Um, I just get tired of Sami Zayn. He came out of nowhere, challenged for the U.S. Championship, and I don't, I don't, I don't want to. I don't want to see him. I want to see Trick Williams fighting somebody else. I like his in ring work though. I like it a lot. Who was it? Lil Yachty? Is that him? I don't want to see this. I don't care. Against shenanigans, like just
I
I
don't know
gave it
what
a
the
two
ginger
point
a
five.
two. There we go. What about you, Aaron? What do you think?
I'll give it a 3. It was a good match. It was like the WrestleMania match, but it was given more time to kind of like do their stuff. But it wasn't a great match. It wasn't a bad match. It was an average match. They did what they had to do. Hopefully this was it. Um, like Greg said, like I don't want to see Sammy again. I feel like another young guy feuding with Trick for the title would be better for Trick and another uprising star.
Yeah, I give it a two. I haven't been a fan of this whole feud, but I do think like potential. Trick has potential to keep on carrying and doing feuds with other guys that are just more exciting right now. I think Sammy had a really good like run, a few years ago, but he's just kind of he needs a change right now. But like I think Trick this opens up Trick to hopefully have feuds with like Ilya or fucking Mello for the U.S. title. Like the Trick has amazing chemistry with those guys, man. Even with Dom, like I don't know, like it gets me excited for who Trick could feud with, and I think this feud was almost like a test for Trick. Like, hey, can you hold this title? Can you hold it down against Sammy? And can you put yourself over against a guy like we know we don't we don't really need him to be liked by the crowd because he's like a solid WWE guy. But we want to see if if Trick can hold it down in a feud like this.
All right, fellas. Um, Anything else, Aaron?
On that
I don't want
match.
to talk about. Are you glad it's over? I don't want to talk about this one yet because I kind of want to leave it. No, no, we can talk about it actually. Io Sky versus Asuka. I need to know. I want to understand because I didn't watch this one because y'all know I'm an Io Sky stan. Um, but I want to understand what it is that happened with Asuka, and why it was so emotional after. And so, Aaron, can you fill us in since Omar
From
stepped away?
from what I've been reading and seeing, I think she's like semi-retired. I read today that she's going back to Japan for like family matters, personal matters, and is going to be out for a while, but she's gonna continue with WWE.
And so, like, to provide context for a lot of people, she's arguably the best, if not one of the greatest women wrestlers of all time. And so her stepping away full time has really hit a lot of people. Like, and I think like it wasn't announced. It was kind of almost like a Brock Lesnar situation, and it seems like where like people had a suspicion prior to the match. But then when like Io was saying goodbye and Oscar was crying, like I think, and like they made their announcements afterwards. That's when like everyone had the realization that she's saying her goodbyes, and this Io and Oscar feud is like for real, and like she's not gonna be like a mainstay with the roster anymore. And also like just some context, like Oscar took some time away from wrestling because she like had some really bad issues with like stalkers, I guess. Like they're like harassing her, like a bunch of different stuff. And so she just recently came back to the main roster, and then pretty much like retired like from full-time work in like a year or two. And it looks like she's not gonna do a full retirement. I saw it likened to like a Dan O'Brien esque like retirement where he's like they're leaving it open for potential like dream matches if Asuka and is ready for that.
So is she like Aaron? Can you talk to us a little bit about her and her background? I mean, where is she? Like what? I don't want to say where is she, but what does she mean to women's wrestling? Is she like a Bailey or something like that, or is she not necessarily to that level, or maybe she's a huge deal in Japan but not here? I mean,
Well, I think I think in Japan she was a big deal. That's why when NXT signed her, people were excited. She was used very well in NXT. She was booked like a star. She wasn't. She went on a undefeated streak for a while, and I think it bled into the main roster. But I feel like she didn't reach that like top star potential because just the booking wasn't well done. Like say like a Bailey or like a Sasha Banks, but like
okay.
people who do watch wrestling know that she's one of the best in the world.
And
And go ahead, Omar.
And I was gonna say, like, a lot of people are same with Nakamura, Shinsuke Nakamura. Like, they had similar runs in NXT and in the main roster that like mirrored each other. And they both went to the main event of WrestleMania, won the Royal Rumble, and then lost to their respective people. Like, I think, like, uh Oscar lost to Charlotte Flair, and Charlotte Flair was the one that ended her undefeated streak, like Aaron mentioned. So like she got a huge legacy in the WWE, but there's also like Aaron said, controversy that she wasn't booked well enough, given her legacy in the global scene of wrestling.
So what do you guys think about this match, Omar? How many small packages would you give this match?
I thought this was the best match of the card. I give it a four, solid four. I enjoyed it. I think they EO always puts on a show. I actually haven't watched a lot of singles Asuka. When I started watching Asuka, she was in the tag division, and I thought that it was it was a good showcase, and love letter to her work, and kind of a good way to put EO over, who is a friend, and who's she's tagged with, and like pretty much like I think they're pointing her as her successor, and I think EO is the best in the world, at wrestling, in like without contest. So I think hopefully they book EO, and they have booked EO in a really a good way in comparison to Asuka's potentially controversial booking.
So I haven't watched this match because y'all know how I feel about Io Sky, but I did want to ask, and we'll start with Oman. It happened again where somebody shakes the other person's hand at the end of the match, and it was kind of like an emotional, closing of the match. And I saw that a lot of wrestlers posted a tribute to her. Um, what do you guys think of that happening more? Where kind of kayfabe, is kind of tossed aside for a little bit, and people are able to see the human side and the professional side and the camaraderie between people. I mean, are you guys okay with this? Is this something that you guys appreciate, or you guys have no opinion?
Nah, bro, I think everyone should get whipped for fucking breaking the sacred art of kayfabe. Nah, I'm not one of those fools that like it's online and it's like kayfabe's dead, wrestling's dead. Like I actually think like that's one of the beautiful parts of the art of wrestling. Make sure to like and subscribe to our podcast every fucking Monday. Is that the art of wrestling is a lot more accessible, I think, to people now. I've heard a lot of wrestlers call the art of wrestling like a carny business, like kind of like a like like not entirely truthful, kind of like gimmicky. And I think this kind of allows wrestling to not feel that way. I feel like that was like a lot of people's issue with wrestling, like as evidenced by everyone saying, you do know it's fake, right? Like no shit, bro. Like we all know that the art of wrestling is predetermined. But I think like by getting rid of kayfabe, by allowing these wrestlers to shake their hands, to hug each other, to be respectful outside of the feuds that they have on television in the squared circle, it gives a lot of us a little bit more buy-in, and then it also gives us something more to like connect with, like with these wrestlers. Like these guys are real humans. Like these guys are real individuals outside of their like grander than life personalities that they put on TV. So I think I'm all for it. Like I think hugging, fucking like appreciating each other, the wrestlers coming out, giving each other their flowers. Like I think that's an important part of wrestling.
What do you think, Aaron?
Well, we talked about this, a long time ago. How today the way we connect with wrestlers is through their interviews, through podcasts, to like just moments like this of after a match they're shaking hands. It's just how wrestling has evolved. That's how it is today. And all these people complaining are usually the old school ones, all the fucking Hulk Hogan fucking glazers, and like it's just
Hey,
it's just how wrestling has evolved. It's just a good way to kind of like get a sneak peek of their human side, and that also that's a way to connect with them too.
Aaron, how many stars did you give this match?
I still haven't watched this match. I didn't watch Backlash live, so I kind of skimmed through it. But from what I've heard and what I've read on Twitter, surprisingly, that this was a very good match, and a lot of people said this was match of the night.
I agree.
All right. Well, I guess we'll have to watch it, Omar. I mean, was it better than the Miz and Kit Wilson versus the Danhausen's?
I
I
didn't watch
mean,
that one. That I y'all for some reason y'all made an executive decision to not watch EO versus Oscar, and I made an executive decision to
not
not
watch the
watch.
Danhausen's.
Yeah, that's the only one I did not watch. So this is all y'all. I'll ask y'all questions. How do y'all
Aaron,
feel about Danhausen's mystery opponent? Dun, dun, dun. Who was it? Talk to us. Your feelings.
If
Aaron,
if
go
if
ahead, dude.
anybody went into this match thinking this is gonna be like fucking 5-star banger, y'all fucking idiots. This is fucking Danhausen. This is going to be comedy. This is comedy wrestling. Like it just wasn't gonna be serious, and it was fun. It was funny. It was entertaining. Like this was a cool match.
It was entertaining, man. I was entertained. I was okay. I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't know anything about Dan. I mean, I knew of Danhausen. I didn't know what the hell he meant. I think I texted. No, I think I tweeted it. I said, like I don't know who Danhausen is. I expect nothing. I expect very little of him. And then I was surprised, like wow, because the comedic. And I think what I liked about it is kind of what I like about Orange Cassidy, where Orange Cassidy does these things where he he does traditional moves, but he fluffs them, or he does only one, or like his pyro is just literally one confetti. And I kind of like the anticlimactic, the anti, you know what I mean, like the fucking letdown shit, demotivational shit. I expect that. In a space where it's all like muscles, yeah, I'm perfect. Look at me, I'm an Adonis. We have this guy that's fucking like, yeah. And so I
Walking
like
around
it. You
like
know
this.
what I mean? So I like that. And then the Minihausen. So Minihausen, it turns out is the new Mascarita Sagrada, not the original. It's the old one. Apparently, he was El Torito at WWE a while ago, um, but he was the best wrestler. I mean, he got in there and he put on a fucking show. Um, this is a match I actually watched with Alexa, and she was loving it. She was loving it. Her hands, or she was flapping her hands everywhere. She's like, "Why are they beating up the child? No, don't beat him up. So she was. It was. I think this match was for her. And I do want to say about Kit Wilson and the Miz. Like, I don't remember seeing the Miz wrestle, but the guy looks like a fucking comic book, with his facial expressions and stuff, like a cartoon, like "Bleh." And so I thought it was good for the comedic, And Kit Wilson, I mean, you guys kind of put me on to Kit Wilson, and so it was funny, man. And it's like, there you go, look at Aaron, look at Aaron.
Aaron, here's that shit, brother.
He got the whole fucking hip movement, bro.
Yeah, bro. He was like bringing it
We
around
gotta do. We gotta do it
town.
right.
Aaron, what do you got?
Man, I love this match. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's okay to have fun. There's space to have these kind of matches. Like we can have our series, our Braun Breakers and Rollins. We can have our Fatus and Roman Reigns, but we can also have these fun matches in between. It's just they're just for me. They're fun to watch, and I love them. I just they're entertaining for me.
I will add something. I didn't watch this match, but I am a big Fanhausen. I have been since the moment I laid my eyes on him, and I'm glad that he's making some Fanhausens out here, man. Like he's got a way. Like I think Waddle described it perfectly. Like he's just so satirical, so anti, like everything you expect from a wrestler, but like he just doesn't do it. He does the fucking big boot, like he does like all of this shit, and it's like the things that you don't expect to make you laugh. Like he does it, and it's just like simple stuff. Like I remember the first thing he came out with was just a piece of paper in his Listhausen, and I was sold. I was like, this man, like, just with a piece of paper and a simple wordplay with the Listhausen, I was sold Hausen. Like, it's quality stuff. So, shout out my boy Danhausen. I expected it actually to be Pepsi Phil. So, I'm glad that it wasn't. I'm glad that there was a little bit of Mexican representation up in there, and
Hey, does
that
anybody
Danhausen
does
knows
anybody
ball.
miss does anybody miss Philip? Nobody. Nadia. Nobody misses Philip. Nobody gives a damn about Philip. Like honestly, like Omar, do you care about Philip? Look at Aaron, bro. No, I
I,
don't give a fuck. I'd rather
I
see
don't
I'd
know.
rather see Minihausen.
I just remember you called him Charles the other day. And shout out to Vern
Charles.
for reposting it. I was like, Charles, bro. Charles Housen. No, I'm cool. Like I don't know. I told y'all have my thoughts on
You know
CM
what?
Punk.
I want to see CM Punk with Minihausen.
That would be
With
cool. Like
Danhausen.
I
Like
think
I
Punk.
that
mean, they are friends.
yeah, like I actually thought that I would have really enjoyed it. I wouldn't have minded seeing him come out, just to see him do something comedic. Because I actually think like the CM Punk shtick that he comes out, like I think he's actually a pretty funny guy. Like just a chill, funny guy to be around and shit. If he's not trying to be like all anti all the time, all straight edge, all like, "Ooh, you weed fools, you alcohol fools," or whatever. So like
Weed foos. Weed
he's
foos are my fucking favorite, bro. Weed
what
foos.
all you need to do is come out like this with some X's on your thing. And we got CM
Y'all
Punk
have
on
to
a
raw dog life. Just fucking life, all gas.
CM
Así nada, güey. Just fucking raw dog it. I want all that fucking gas, life. And occasionally, fucking just a fucking gooner bottle. That's it. But no fucking, it relaxes me. Ah,
So you and CM Punk are just connected in the aura sphere right now. You guys
Like,
are like, yeah, like
of hatred
this.
or what? Of hating?
Yeah, like
All right then. Well, I'm glad I'm connecting with CM, with Charles. I guess I called him.
Charles.
Anything?
Nah, man. I think I don't know. I think those matches are necessary. I think guys like Miz, Kit Wilson, and Danhausen are wrestling, and they deserve a spot on the card just as much as these other guys. So I'm glad that you guys enjoyed that shit. I'll give it a watch. Y'all sold me on it.
and that was Danhausen's and Kate Wilson's debut on a PLE, so that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Shut up, Mo.
Maybe that's a tag team. Danhausen and Kit Wilson.
Oh my god,
So,
a T-shirt,
Give
bro.
us,
I'll buy it
give
right
him.
now.
Yeah, like send them to the
Yeah.
moon, bro. Give them both a world championship. I know what I'm doing
Yeah.
tonight in video games.
Kit Wilshausen.
Okay,
Yeah.
Wilshausen, damn it, book it right now.
Toxic
And
house.
then Danhausen come out like that. Fucking doing a
You are
Wrong.
toxic. Oh,
There you go. There
it's
you go.
over, bro. Jeez. We should
So
we,
what is
some, clip this and send it to them.
So what's the comments are saying?
What was that?
What was our comment? I think we have a comment.
Oh yeah, bro. It was just shouting out our mini houses. Shout out Mikey.
Mikey
bro.
Housen. Shout out Mikey Housen. Omar, anything else?
Nah, man.
think
I'm ready to go to AEW.
you're ready. Yeah, I
I'm
think
ready
you're
to
ready.
go. I'm ready. I'm gonna curse myself and go to hell, to fairway to fucking hell with AEW. I have never seen a wrestling show like that. I was like, what the fuck am I watching, bro? Like, why is there a golf course? Like, what is going on? Like, I was so confused. Like,
Yeah. So what happened?
Like,
Like what is that? Like why were they there? Like
so I still don't know, but I take it as, you remember like old school WCW. I've only seen videos of this, but they used to do PLEs at like pools, like random like locations. I've seen the Tony Khan do one at like a track, like at a fucking at a literally like a school track. So I think this was their attempt of doing that again, and I enjoyed it. I was a fan. It reminded me of growing up back in the day, like in San Jose, in the fucking baseball field of Leyva, throwing hands with Aaron, and fucking just using like everything, our environment as wrestling. And I thought that this was one of the most creative wrestling shows I've seen in a really long time. But I just want to start with the table spot. Bro, Darby, why, like, God, bro, you're gonna wrestle again? Like, in 2 days, brother. Like, take it easy, bro. You just dropped 15 feet into like 6 tables. Fucking pack through him, just fucking yeeted him from the fucking top of a fucking, like, I don't even know how to describe it, like a catwalk, like, I don't know. And they just fucking tossed them.
no, it was
and then
it was tense.
and then he just fucking carried him to the fucking ring, like he was like a fucking
They threw him
sack of
in there?
potatoes. Yeah, just fucking tossed them. Like, I don't know, man. That was just
Okay. Omar, but what
like,
did you think?
extreme.
What did you think when Darby Allin got tossed in the ring and he fucking rolled in there and fucking laid there like a fucking corpse, and then it was 1, 2, and then he kicked out. You know what I mean? And then he did his fucking power up, like what did you think?
Well, I personally I enjoyed it, but also like the pop of the crowd, I think was like fucking dope. Like it just was like like that shit was fucking crazy. And like when Darby
Well, tell me what you felt though.
I mean, I
felt some shit.
Like I said, like I enjoyed it, and when he did the coffin drops and he covered, I'm like, oh shit, bro, like this guy's just gonna keep on doing this. He's got fucking like another match coming up against Takesha like on Wednesday, bro. And it's like this run is fucking crazy. Like this is just another
Yeah.
banger in like fucking 4 weeks that he's been at the world title world championship. And I've seen
And
online it be described as like a supernova like world championship run. And man, I think that's what I was thinking about, like long term. Like, bro, like this is I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this before. Like just every time this guy is on television, like having match banger after banger, like dying at almost like every week. Like I genuinely don't know how this guy is still like moving and wrestling and doing all of that stuff. So I've enjoyed it.
Omar, let's do the math. He beat what's his name? Andrade, right? He beat Andrade, and then he beat MJF, right? And
Uh
then he
huh.
beat Ciampa,
Yeah. Brody
and then
King,
he beat Brody King, and then he
Jet.
beat Pac, right? That. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Kevin Knight,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And then he's gonna wrestle Takeshka. He was supposed
And
to
then he beat
wrestle
Pac.
Yeah,
Okada.
wasn't it Okada?
Yeah, but I guess Okada, I don't know if
Oh
this
wait,
was a work or not, but Okada had to go back to Japan on a family emergency, Segun. And then so they put in Takeshka for this Wednesday, since they're all
so,
part of the like Don Callis family or whatever. But the
so we're
Okada and
missing
Takeshka,
we're missing one guy. Who does the guy? What's his name? Pac, the guy he wrestled this weekend,
yeah, Pac,
and
I
then
don't know.
Pac, and
That
then
fool's
and
a
then he
fucking cube.
and then he threw hands with this guy. His name is the Bastard, right? PAC.
That's
Okay.
Puck.
All right.
That's Pac. Yeah.
Okay, dude. Like Omar, this fucking guy is gonna live forever. Y'all talk about fucking Charlie's Punk's fucking Summer of Punk. This fucking 5 week stretch has been phenomenal. Andrade, 4.5 star small packages for me. MJF, all 3 minutes of it, 5 stars. The Tommaso Ciampa match, I think, was kind of like the weakest one. I would give that one a
Fool.
4.3, 4.4, 4.5.
That was five
Brody
stars,
King, I
bud.
thought was Brody King, I thought was fucking phenomenal. I thought that was 5. The Kevin Knight match, I thought was a 4.6. The Pac match was fucking insane, bro. This fucking stretch is fucking legendary. It is fucking legendary. I challenge you. Has a wrestler ever had a 6 week stretch like this? I challenge you. Take all the time that you fucking need. Has anybody had a fucking span of 6 weeks? Fucking four. The lowest match is 4.7 small packages.
I see. I don't know, but this is how excited I am. I was spitting on my keyboard.
Were you spitting
So
when I was talking or when you were talking?
um,
Or both?
both. That's probably the leftovers. I was probably still salivating for fucking like
Darby
good.
fucking Allen, bro. Darby Allen. I want to like fucking take my hat off and salute you, bro. I want to say pinches vergazos. What a fucking show. What a fucking show. That's how you fucking wrestle, bro. That's how you defend championships. And you might not, I don't want to say that, but you might not be feeling too great right now physically, bro, but
Don't be
los
straight
huevotes
edge right
así.
now, hey brother.
Yeah, no, be straight. No, but los
Nah.
huevotes así. I don't know how you can fucking get in the card, bro, with how fucking huge they are, you know? Like, it's fucking insane, bro. I am enjoying the shit out of this run. This has been really entertaining. This has been really fun. Aaron, Omar, what do you guys think of this run, of this summer of Allen?
Y'all already got my thoughts. I'm interested to see Aaron's. How you feeling about Mister Darby? Has he won you over yet?
No,
Me?
I haven't watched any of the match. I've have watched highlights. But I think my ratings won't go past 3.9 on any of those matches
Okay, how could you say that if you haven't watched it?
because it's mostly just spots, like table spots, and just like you just crazy spots like that. I guess anybody can do to kind of like grab people's attention. But like yeah, like I'm not gonna hate on it. Of course, it's cool that he's going on this run, and hopefully it pays off with MJF winning it back at Wembley. But I think if I do watch these matches, they want to go past 3.9.
But you're already making up your mind before you even watch the match. Like you
No,
that, that
no,
I
because
think that
I've seen Darby Allin wrestle before. Like I've seen him since 2019. I know how he wrestles. Like I've seen all of that. What you're seeing right now, I already saw it.
This is not. I would argue, Aaron, that this is not Darby Allen that was in AEW previously. I was having a conversation with my friend about that Darby Allen's previous body of work in the past few years was all about craziness, doing the craziest spots, doing that type of work. But since his most recent world title run, I've seen highlights of him in the Indies against Carmelo Hayes, against, like Jet, like before he was in AEW. And the matches that he's putting on right now and the matches that he put on before his AEW run were incredibly sound, technical, fantastically well put together matches that were nonstop and that weren't just spot to spot. In my opinion, I think they were akin to like a Kenny Omega match, or a high flyer match, like a mystical match. And I personally think I would encourage you to watch these matches and to look at Darby with a different lens, because I actually thought the same thing about Darby. I wasn't a big Darby guy. Like I'm actually not like, I don't like the big gore stuff. I'm not like a big, I even though I like it sometimes and I like the ladder matches, that's not what I like wrestling for. So like a Darby Allen match prior to this world championship run would have never attracted me. But these Champa matches, these Brody King matches, these Andrade matches, they're just good technical matches. And like the peak of them are these spots, right? Like these crazy things that he does. But that is just like a small little nugget of what makes these matches good. Like I don't just give a 5-star match just because I want to glaze something. I give a 5-star because it elicited something out of me. It got a reaction. And I think Darby Allen has been able to do that with me in with people that I never would have expected. With the Tomasa Ciampa, bro, I've talked more shit about Tomasa Ciampa and DIY than and I think anyone has reason to. But like when he got in the ring with Darby Allen, I was like, what the fuck? Like these guys could go. Like these guys are just having a good wrestling match.
I think for me, man, what I really enjoyed about this match this weekend is after he gets dropped from the fucking, because I think it's good storytelling when he got fucking thrown and onto the fucking tables. Y'all know I don't like that shit. I don't get a thrill out of it. It does nothing to me. But what happened after? He got fucking tossed onto the ring like a fucking sack of potatoes. He rolls over. He's fucking slain. They pin him. He kicks out. Then he fucking, I don't know what kind of shenanigans happen where he's gonna get hit in the head with the fucking belt, but then he steals the belt and then he fucking low blows the shit out of him. And then he's fucking so juiced and he's climbing the turnbuckle and he's headbanging while he's fucking up there, bro. And I'm like,
Yeah, like
what the fuck? And then he fucking wins, man. Like, if WWE was doing this shit, bro, like, and there's no reason why they shouldn't be doing this. There's no reason why they can't do this because he's going against Tommaso Ciampa, which was a mid-carder. He's doing it with Andrade, which was barely used. You know what I mean? He's doing it with these fucking guys that are nowhere near the talent level over at the Fed. And it's fucking phenomenal, man. I'm enjoying the shit out. This is probably the most fun I've had watching wrestling since I started watching it again. Aaron, I would
that was
encourage
me.
you.
No, that was
Huh?
me when AEW started. Like I was fucking loving AEW because what you're saying right now is what I was saying back then. Like, oh, this is fucking different. This is a different like pace. But just over time, seeing it over and over and over for like 3-4 years straight, it kind of like I know lost interest in it because I would just see it too much. That's how I'm feeling right now.
Okay. I mean, that's a fair point.
fair. And it's interesting because I feel like a lot of people online. I'm new to these AEW communities, but I feel like that was a sentiment for a lot of people. They were like not enjoying the content or Tony's booking, or wrestling in general up until recently, and they've been really enjoying this most recent run. I think MJF being in the main event scene and being more active is fucking exciting. And I know I've glazed at MJF and said that's what a world champion is supposed to be, but man, Darby Allin, you're going up there, bro. Like I think this is you're showing to me what a world champion is supposed to be and how weekly defenses and workhorse championship run is supposed to go. Check out our YouTube video. Shout out our producer Fern for fucking developing and producing and editing all of that stuff. And also shout out Aaron for fucking putting us on to AEW, bro. I would have
You're
no
welcome.
idea what the fucking AEW is, but watch it, enjoy it, open
No,
your
no, no. I watch
mind.
it. I watch it. I enjoy it, but like I'll watch it. I'll have fun, but that's it to me.
You know what,
Love-
Omar? We should be thankful that we have Aaron. He did say that earlier today. So shout out Aaron for putting us on to AEW, bro.
He did. I wouldn't. The first AEW
Yeah,
show
cause like
I went to.
I was excited because how you're feeling right now, like, oh, bro, like this is different. This is not what WWE's doing. It's all these crazy spots, all these it's just like totally different, and that's why like, yo, Omar, you should probably check this out.
And we're coming soon, guys. I think we're gonna go back and watch some old matches. Hopefully, we have a Patreon now. It's opening us up for content. And there's some matches that Aaron put me onto. Back in the early days of AEW, Kenny Omega versus Penta, fucking the Young Bucks versus fucking the Lucha Bros in the fucking steel cage. I want all of us to just sit down and watch it and just get excited because that's there's some crazy things. There's some crazy body of work that AEW has done, and we can't do that here on YouTube, but Patreon, we can do that, and we can offer that. So if you guys want to support us, check us out. On all of our other social medias as well.
Dude, the MJF and Daniel Bryan story is fucking amazing. That whole storyline just fucking, and that match, the Iron Man match, was fucking perfect. You guys should watch that match.
I think I will because I don't know if I've watched Daniel Bryan like at all really so I think it would be good to tap into, kind of go backwards and start. That's his most recent body of work, right? Is AEW?
For Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was pretty new with the company during that time. Yeah.
Shout out. Well, fellas, there was also a few other things in AEW that Fairway to Hell that went down. I know Waddle was excited about this one. We have a new AEW National Champion. Waddle's boy Mark Davis defeated Jungle Jack Perry, who like has a cool little entrance and shit. So Gwex, do you have any thoughts?
Mark Davis is better than Gunther.
Yeah. Anything more to add?
No,
No?
I think Mark
Well,
Davis has been on an absolute tear lately too. I think he's been fucking doing work. I'm waiting for Aaron to say something.
I want to hear why though. You're just saying like what
He's a
has
better wrestler.
what has he done?
He's
Like,
he's been on an absolute tear. So watch. I encourage you to watch his last couple of
no,
wrestling
convince me though.
matches. Okay, I'm telling you. I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to watch these matches because keep in mind, Mark Davis doesn't have the fucking machinery of the Fed creating this fucking myth and creating this fucking legend killer persona behind him. He's just going out there and performing and hanging in there and wrestling and fucking selling and moving and grooving and winning convincingly. And he's a good heel. He has a better moveset than Gunther. He has better grabs than Gunther. He's more athletic than Gunther. He has a better entrance than Gunther. And he doesn't have Omar's favorite trench coat thing than Gunther. He's just better.
Because he's not Gunther. Gunther's a whole different level.
Because he's created. He's a persona. I'm not talking about the Gunther persona. I'm talking about because the Gunther persona, he has the full backing of a billion-dollar company. Fine, remove that, and just look at Gunther and fucking Mark Davis in the ring. It's just straight grabs, straight performances, straight art telling. But that's not to say that Gunther has been bad. I think he's been better. But I just think Mark Davis is better.
Look, I will say that that would be a banger of a match. These two guys in
Gunther,
the ring.
Gunther, and yeah,
Gunther versus Mark Davis. Ah, shit. WWE, AEW, do it. Forbidden Door next year, bro. Just fucking make it happen, brother. The people want to see it. Like that would be fucking crazy. But I agree, Mark Davis has put in like some good fucking wrestling, bro. And the way this match ended, it was actually some interference, I believe, from everyone's favorite
Shenanigans.
bald guy, Ricochet. Yeah,
I
shenanigans.
don't.
Shenanigans. I thought Wex hated shenanigans. I thought he was tired of it.
Uh, you know
I, I,
that
I
those are
give WWE Shenanigans 3.0, but I give AEW Shenanigans sight unseen approved.
Shenanigans are shenanigans.
Nah, I'm not talking. I
especially
mean, the match. I don't care about Ricochet. I don't care about Ricochet for various reasons, but I just don't care about him.
another bald fraud, bro. Another bald
Another.
fraud.
What is that bald guy that fucking all the fucking alpha males go to? What the fuck is his name?
That's Andrew Tate. That's literally his gimmick. Is he's a copy and
Andrew Tate.
paste. So like how there's fonts sizes. So like
Is
Andrew
this guy
Tate.
Comic Sans Andrew
Yeah,
Tate or what?
they're no they're both the Comic Sans of manhood. Like they're just like no one wants to touch him. No one wants to fucking like
Hey
enjoy
guys,
him.
okay.
But
Andrew Tate is not somebody that you should look to
mm,
for
mm,
masculinity. For how
mm,
for he's not a role model. Okay,
okay, and then
Andrew
I agree.
Tate, Joe Rogan, and fucking okay, fine, go.
I agree. I look. I'm gonna say those guys are not the best role models, but you want to know who is? Small Package Wrestling. And you guys should like and subscribe for Small Package Wrestling because we are wonderful role models. We are excellent pillars of our
We are.
community. We, have an Instagram, we have a Twitch, we have a TikTok, we have a Reddit, we have a Patreon, we have an email, and we have a YouTube. So like and subscribe. We call people out who are not pillars of our society, and we will strive our best to be artists of that enjoy the wrestling, grappling art form and shit. That said, I just am excited about the storylines that AEW is crafting right now. So there's this other overarching under like one that's going on with the Death Riders. They just recently recruited Will Ospreay. Guys, that's fucking crazy. Like that is insane.
So
That
so
like and
so
so
talk to me about Will. I don't know Will Ospreay. So talk to us, Aaron and Omar. Talk to me about Will Ospreay. What does he
Well,
mean?
actually, I'm kind of interested in the story because I've seen clips. I've seen like they had like a brawl that like it wasn't seen. Um, but like what's going? Is it like are they trying to recruit Osprey? Are they like telling like hey, in order to fight Moxley again, you gotta go through some shit? Or like what's going on with that storyline?
so pretty much what's happened is that the in-ring storyline is that Moxley is the one that injured Osprey and the one that fucked up his neck and back and
Hmm.
shit. And so that's why he was out. And so when Osprey came back, he wanted to fucking get his revenge, get his lick back on fucking Moxley. And so he was trying to do that shit on his own, and he got his ass whipped by pretty much everyone. He beat Pac, but they all jumped him after. And then he had a match against Mark Davis, and then in that match they just kidnapped Osprey. Like they just fucking they beat him up and then just took him. And so the storyline is that they literally kidnapped Osprey, and then they had him like they're like he was like a fucking like prisoner and shit. And they're like, brother, like look, like Moxley was like, I see what you're trying to do. You're not gonna eliminate me. So like we're gonna fix you up and change your style essentially so that you are more of like a weapon. And so like essentially like the next time that they come out on camera, like he's training with the fucking Death Riders. He's like fucking like part of their crew essentially. So like in real life, I think that's how they are making sure that Mox or that Osprey stays safe. That he changes his wrestling style,
Mm.
and that so that he's going through the Death Rider training, so that he changes that. But I'm sure they're gonna do a a turn where he's the one that takes over the Death Riders against Moxley, because they've kind of shown some weakness and some softness in Moxley. So I think Will Ospreay is going to be the one that kind of takes it over, and gets rid of Moxley for a little bit, because this guy Moxley's been putting a crazy body of work for the past year or two, and I think he's due for a nice little vacation for a month or two. So. What better person to do it than Osprey? But I enjoy it. I think that's wonderful, story long term storytelling, and that's pretty much all I have for AEW, man. Just that's exciting. I think it makes Osprey ready to win his first AEW World Championship potentially. I know, Aaron, you're excited for MJF to win at all in London, but if Osprey wins, bro, in front of
Oh
that
yeah,
London crowd, oh,
I'm
bro,
an
that
Osprey guy. Yeah, I remember the first time I watched them at a New Japan show in like I would say 2019, bro. I was like, yo, this guy's fucking sick.
So
I,
what's the card? What's the card for Dynamite this Wednesday, Omar? It's Darby Allin versus how do you say it? Takashita?
Takeshka. Takeshka.
Keshka, yeah. And then Cajun. I don't care about Cajun Cope. I don't care. Orange Cassidy, I like. Will Ospreay versus Ace Austin. Okay, all right.
What's up with Jericho? What is it? What is it? I know, is he feeding with
Feuding against Ricochet in a
Ricochet?
Stadium Stampede match. I don't know what a Stadium Stampede match is. I will. Well, you know it.
You'll like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll like it.
Will it go above a 3.9?
Probably, yeah. Those, yeah, for sure.
Stadium
Because
Stampede match.
it's
Oh,
not
interesting.
your regular 1-on-1, and it's like 5-on-5, but like it's all over the arena. It's backstage in the crowd in the ring. Like they're super fun to watch.
But
There's
and
also a double
Ricochet.
Jeopardy match. You got?
What the fuck? Ricochet just recruited the Don Callis family, so the Don Callis family is going to be in the Stadium Stampede
Yeah,
match. I'm sure the other side is going to be the Death Riders. They're going to kill each other. It's going to be fantastic.
All right, fellas. Anything else?
Nah, man. I'm good. Just make sure. Oh, wait. I'm not good. BTS is noseball. I fuck, bro. Like shit, we wouldn't be a wrestling podcast if we weren't covering trending news. But they are fans of Consejo Mundial. Shout out BTS. I'm gonna listen to your music now. I've never once listened to a BTS song in my life, but you guys know what's up. You guys know that lucha libre is supreme. So we appreciate y'all. South Korea, like y'all are holding it down for the fucking lucha culture and shit. And yeah, shout out.
Shout out, fellas. Anything else?
we covered everything.
All right. Well, that's it, fellas. Make sure to like and subscribe. This is Small Fucking Package Wrestling. Make sure to use our links. If you guys need a world fucking heavyweight championship belt, make sure to hit us up. And just stay tuned for our weekly lives and more content. We are out.
Hey, do the Kid Wilson. Kid Wilson.